Jasmine, but we were unsuccessful twice. So I am going to start this episode by giving Midnight my leftovers. I saw one of you commented last time and was confused why I hadn't given leftovers to my Pokemon. The reason is because I forgot. So there we are. Okay, so my overall plan is to go to the Kanto region. I'm going to check right here. Yep, there we go. Alright, since we were unable to defeat Jasmine, I'm going to go ahead and show you the map here. So, we have defeated the gym in Cyanwood City and a critique. So, I want to kind of shake it up a bit and head to the Kanto region. I'm actually going to check and see what this area is, because I'm not sure what this is. And only 10,000, wow, no. So, this is just the SS ticket. I'm not sure where this even goes, I can't remember. But, oh well. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a ferry trip. I believe it was 2,000, which is going to be fairly hefty, but I think it's worth it, and I want to remind myself of where it travels to. Oh, we also explored the lighthouse and did some leveling there, and received the silver wing from the Ampharos at the top, so that was great. Alright, so he said that we had 2 badges, so we received a pass. Oh, there we go. It says we can ride for free now, which is awesome, so perfect. Alright, so we have 2 options for Kanto. We have New Cinnabar Island and Cerulean City. So if we go to Cinnabar Island, we can then head north through Pallet Town or east towards Fuchsia City. With Cerulean City, we have several options there. That's a tough choice. You know what? I grew up on Cyanwood. I'm comfortable with island life. I'm going to go to New Cinnabar and continue my adventure there. And who knows, maybe we will meet another Pokemon partner this evening. I always set a bit of a goal for each episode. I would say that my goal for this one would be to get our 3rd badge. Alright. We have 2 doors. What is this door to? What do you want? He says, back in his day, they had to go through Seafoam to get to Cinnabar. Yes, correct. I remember that. Okay, sleep. She must be watching some ASMR. What is going on? What is this? I'm not sure where I am right now. Okay. Where is this? Alright, for some reason the ferry is just huge. The building. Alright, let's check our Pokeball situation. Make sure. Alright, we have 8. That'll be fine for now. Okay. this is the Pokemon Lab. I don't have a fossil just yet. I can't believe that this place is already thriving. You know what? Neither can I. Alright, I see a Eevee. Alright, we have a male salesperson there. I do not care about mail. I don't even fully understand what its implications on the original game were, but okay, so we have the gym here. I'm going to check out the lab first and then go to the gym, setting up all of our new equipment. Okay. Really, I just want somebody to give me something for free. It's quite a long commute, but I get to see. I really thought he was going to give us surf there. Okay, they can revive fossils. Can anyone give me a fossil? That's what I really want. Okay, let him know. So I'm assuming, and I just come back here once I get a fossil and just see what. It would be really funny if one of these guys just had a fossil and they're like, okay, here you go. Can I just have this? Upgrade card. What is. Okay, it's actually for the Dex. Upgrade card. What is this going to be? Wow, that takes a while. It's going to go all the way to the end, isn't it? Yeah. Wow, what is happening? Okay, I thought it was going to go all the way to the end as well. I don't know what that did, but scientific team. If you want experiment you can help me with. There's a bunch of code on display. The prototype Pokédex update. Install the Pokédex update. Yes. The Pokédex to the computer. The Pokédex was updated. Alright. I'm not even going to worry about what exactly that did for me at this point. Told me that a lot of okay, I'm going to. It's just a rumor, but I heard they were linked to an incredibly strong Pokemon. Yes. Didn't ever have it. We didn't lose our records when the island erupted, so either the guys making stuff for us or somebody in his library. They held staff left around the same time. I'm not sure what to think. So some mystery with the lab. Tell me the stories about the great Fuji and his many adventures on the island far away. Of course, those just could have been all telltales. Alright, so absolutely nothing here. Okay. Do we think that we can take on Blaine? I think we can. I do wish we had a stronger water move for Krabby, but we're gonna go ahead and just give it a shot. I'm hesitant because I don't want to like force a gym battle and then get kind of under-leveled. This place is, you can buy snacks and stuff. That's actually not bad. I'll remember that for when we set out on our adventures. Okay, I'm going to run over here and see where this door leads. I'm so sorry for all of you viewers. I'm one of those people. I just have to explore everything that I can. And especially with these ROM hacks, it's like you never know. You never know where you're going to get like new items and stuff like that, so you feel like you're missing out if you don't talk to everyone. Fuchsia City, wow. Just immediately to Fuchsia City. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Pokemon, I believe. Is that correct? I think so. Yeah. So let's just do a few battles and then. Alright, yeah, the cycling road will go up to Celadon, I believe. Alright, Hoothoot, let's see what you've got. Level 12, that's it. It's not going to be a good day for you, Hoothoot. My Crabble is only rising in power. I cannot believe that did not one-shot Hoothoot right as I was starting to gloat there. But Crabble will finish off this battle with a bit of a bubble. Okay, this is the point in the game where we have to be careful and really plan out where we are going to go. Because since this game is not gated off and you can go anywhere, it's really easy to lose track of where you've been and where you still need to go. So I want to make sure that we are really diligent about the paths we take, so I don't want to explore too much on this western side because I'm not sure that this is the direction I want to go yet, so I'm going to train just a bit here, maybe try to pick up one level here with Crabble, and then I'm going to head back toward New Cinnabar Island, which it does look like we are going to be able to at least get to level 17, maybe halfway to 18, but let's see. I'd like to go back south to New Cinnabar and fully explore that area. And I'm curious to see, they kept mentioning the Pokemon Mansion on the since destroyed old Cinnabar Island, so I'm curious to see if perhaps on this ROM hack, if you can go back to that island in some way. But that's one thing that I want to check and see. Alright, this should do it. And let's see if we get to half of our 18. Okay, right at half, that's perfect. So I think I'm just going to train a bit in the grass and see if we can pick up that level 18 and then go out from there. A Grimer. Whoa, okay. I was not expecting level 28. That's going to be an issue. I'm going to try to find a way to capture this Grimer. I have to admit, I really like the Pokemon. Okay, never mind. So, I can't resist, I'm gonna try again. I really like the Pokemon Muck. I've never used a Muck in game. Are you kidding me? Right as I'm saying that, we not only encounter a Grimer, but we encounter a level 30 Muck. What is going on? Okay, this might be meant to be. Let's see if we can somehow catch this Pokemon. We're going to do our absolute best to whittle down its HP here, and it's not going to make it easy. I can see it's already used Harden and Minimize. Wow, okay, I did not get a miss there. The issue is going to be if it uses Minimize several times. I'm gonna see, yeah. I'm gonna try to use Leer and see if I can counteract one or two of those which is awesome. Watch, I'll miss this time. Yep, there it is. Okay, I almost accidentally hit run. I've done that several times on this game so far. Just completely hit the wrong button. Okay, it's going to get tricky here. Before it uses more of those minimize, I'm actually going to switch over to Birdo and use my psychic attacks to see if I can quickly get its HP down before it becomes nearly impossible to hit. But it might already be that way. Okay, so there's the fourth minimize used. It's going to be an issue, yeah. But it might be, alright, there's 5 minimize. It might be at least a fight that I just can continuously attempt to use Psybeam, because it doesn't seem to really be doing anything other than that, so I'm just going to keep mashing the Psybeam. Alright, a poison gas finally hit. That's a really long animation. Okay, I think I have missed 4 times in a row with Psybeam. I think that's number 7 for minimize 6 or 7. That's it's going to be nearly impossible to catch this thing, especially now that I'm poisoned. Okay, and there's bound. I don't know why it wasn't just using. I would love to just get one Psybeam down. The crazy thing is, I know it's level 30, but the fact that Muck is faster than me is kind of crazy. Minimize really sucks for this type of situation too, because I can't get out of it by switching Pokemon. Alright, I'm going to try with Midnight here. This would be a great time to have the move Swift, or one of the other types of moves that never misses, because there's just no way that I can just try catch this Pokemon without getting it to heavily reduced HP. I can't believe that I just absolutely cannot hit this Pokemon. Like, I know the percentage is low, but this is honestly crazy. And we're just in a stalemate because it can't hit me with Bound. And it just keeps trying. This is the absolute most ridiculous battle I've ever seen. And just for good measure, it uses Harden. Alright, what are my other options here? Maybe I can hit it with Confusion, right? Oh man. This is awful. Okay, we have a Confusion Ray down. That might help us. But the issue is, if it does confuse, or if it does hit itself with Confusion, you know, at the worst time possible, then it could knock itself out. And of course, I'm using Psywave, which does not scale off of typing, so I'm not actually going to get super effective hits, but I've got to do something. And my Birdo is poisoned. I guess I can check to see if I have any full heals or something like that. Let's go ahead and check. Is it already not confused? I didn't even look. I would love to catch this Pokemon, but it's looking like it's going to be an issue. I'm going to go ahead and use this on Birdo, and I'm not going to give up unless I absolutely have to. since it's a special attack. Every time I use it, I'm just like waiting to see the animation. And of course now it's just using pound constantly. Wow, okay, on my last bit of HP, I finally got... Okay, I was going to celebrate there because I finally got a side beam off before I fainted, but then it barely did anything. I know this is the absolute worst type of content, I'm sure, but I can't help myself. I have to try to catch this muck, especially now. It just seems like I was meant to find this Pokemon, and especially with the fight that it's putting up, it would be legendary if I could catch it. Of course, it has now poisoned my midnight, but we won't be deterred, and we will use every weapon in our arsenal to catch this elusive beast. Those leftovers are coming. Did you see that massive damage from that Shadow Ball? But these leftovers are actually going to come in handy here with this poison. Really handy. Alright, we're going to just try to mash Confusion Ray because I honestly think that I can do more damage if the muck happens to hit itself. But I'm going to have one of these hit. Not only is it not an extremely accurate move, but it also is fighting against the Minimize. And Muck just keeps trying to use Minimize, which is crazy. Man, I really need this to hit. Crazy though that we do somehow have this Muck down to almost half HP. These leftovers have really come in clutch because if not, I would already have fainted from the poison alone. But things are starting to look a bit dire. I really need... Okay, I'm gonna try one more. Wow. I feel like that's happened a lot, just on like the last ditch effort. We're starting to... We like get some luck. Okay, I need it to hit itself badly. Perfect. Well, honestly, it was a bit more than when I hit it with Shadow Ball. So we're going to buy ourselves some time. Hopefully we get some luck like that. Just waiting for... I do actually have another potion, so now I will just hope I get lucky with some Shadow Balls until I need to use Confusion Ray again. It has hit itself 3 times in a row, so we are... Maybe the luck is starting to turn. I've got to make sure I really pay attention to see when it is not confused anymore, because I missed that the previous time. Can you imagine if I catch this Pokemon? This would be insane. Okay, it's not confused anymore. This would be a good time for the live chat. Someone could help me watch. Once again, another reason why I can't use Confusion Ray. Once again, another reason for this to be a good live stream. Which I know I've said it a lot, but I will make it happen. Just have to get the logistics of schedules down for that. But for now, this has worked fine. I hope everyone is still enjoying this series, because as long as you continue to enjoy it, I will continue to do it. I'm just going to try Psywave and see if it does any more damage. I've already forgotten what one of the comments told me that Psywave scales its damage off of. It probably would have been a better move, period, but I can't remember. We're going to just do the same thing. We're going to just try to use our moves as long as we can. I think I do have an ether in there. So I could probably use that. Yeah, I'm going to use that on Confusion Ray because that's been my best bet when it actually worked. Alright, now time to spam Confusion Ray again. We need one of those lucky hits. That's something that I wish would happen. I wish it was like the rest of these status conditions. I wish that poison would expire, but unfortunately, it only expires when your Pokemon expires. This honestly is the longest battle I've ever had in the wild on any Pokemon game. This is crazy. This has to be going on like close to 10 minutes. But that's just part of the adventure at this point. Alright, do I have another potion? I do have one more potion. Too bad I didn't buy more Pokeballs or Great Balls or some of those fresh waters that we saw. Now would have been a great time. But it was not in the cards. Alright, there's a hit. Wow, a critical. Now, here's where we have to decide, do we start? I'm going to actually throw one Ultra Ball here, because it is getting in the tricky time, because I could end up running out of HP before I successfully catch or run out of Pokeballs. So I'm going to use an Ultra Ball here. Cross every finger that you have. Oh my, I really thought we had it. My heart rate is up, I will admit. That was way too close. And it really sucks that that was our only Ultra Ball. But I'm going to try one more Shadow Ball. I cannot believe that hit, but of course was not a critical that time. Alright, I'm just going to throw another Pokeball. I have no faith that these Pokeballs will work, but I'm just going to try it. I have to. I cannot believe that it's getting so close. And I have to just keep chucking the Pokeballs at this point because I have no more ways to heal my Pokemon. So, this is it. And my grapple is not at full health. Under half. I don't even know what to say at that point. I'm getting 3 shakes on every single ball. And I can't get a capture there. Come on, please. Please, 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 please. Yes! I honestly can't believe that we got this mug. I don't even care that it's already evolved. This is a story moment for our adventure. Muck has been captured at level 30. I don't care if it's way higher than the rest of our Pokemon. It is joining the party. I have to at this point. It says as it moves, a very strong poison leaks from it, making the ground there barren for 3 years. 3 years exactly. That's funny. Alright. Perfect. Now for the nickname. I'm thinking, what should we name this Pokemon? I'd like it to be something kind of based on the story, but it might be tough. You know what? I'm going to name it Mini because of the excess of minimizes that it used in that battle, resulting in one of the longest battles I've ever had. Mini has joined the party, and in grand fashion at that. I'm so sorry, Birdo, but I don't think I can make it back in time. That's always the worst thing when you're... There's the Pokemon Center. Can we make it before Birdo faints? Please, please, please. No. Oh, wait, that wasn't even Birdo. That was Midnight. It recovered, though. Wow. Alright. You know what's funny is that muck won't even really help me against Jasmine, even if we wanted to go back and be like, hey, look at us now. It's still, the poison won't do anything against the steel type. Okay, so I'm going to talk to people here. What just happened? Okay. Brand new kind of Pokédex. I do press that select button to see different colored Pokemon. Oh, you can see the shiny forms of them. Okay. I see. Alright. So we are going to go back the way we came. And we are going to head back to New Cinnabar and explore. Actually, I don't even know if there's any exploration to do, but we are going to take on the gym. It's time. So, yeah, let's go ahead. I wish there was like another route or something that you could take from here, but I don't see anything. Let's give it a shot. Grapple will lead, and hopefully Grapple will dominate. Once again, I wish it had another water type move except for Bubble, but I digress. But I do feel refreshed now that we have an awesome Pokemon like Muk in the party, and with such a memorable fashion in which it was added. Alright, so I guess Grapple will not get full XP here, but that's alright. Midnight is ready to go. Okay, I hate the move Psywave, I'll just be honest with you. It never hits hard, no matter who I use it against, and I'm really over it. I guess I should have just used Shadow Ball. But I'll be honest, something about the Shadow Ball animation just makes it feel weak. I think it has an absolutely terrible animation. I don't like it. I don't like that the ball is so small and that it just kind of like barely floats towards it. It's just a very strange animation for Shadow Ball. I expected a lot more. And I don't know why, it just like subconsciously it makes me feel like it's a weak move. As silly as that sounds. But I know with like stab bonus and stuff like that, it is probably my best move with Midnight. So I need to just get used to using it. I was hoping I could go ahead and hit 20 with Birdo. But at least I'm getting a lot of money, which I'm going to need to restock love how there's just an officer here. Houndour is such a cool Pokemon, by the way. Just amazing. I'm going to just dry bubble and just see what I hit. Well, Roar. I'm really sick of Roar. That's making it tough to train here. Weren't expecting that now, were you, Houndour? If only I didn't have the worst moves known to man. But at level 30, it won't matter too much against a Pokemon of that level. I do feel a bit cheap using Muck in a situation like this, but, you know, there's times where I'm encountering level 30 Pokemon in the wild, so I guess it all balances out in a game like this. Alright, here's an actual fire type trainer with a Charmander. A very cool art or sprite artwork of Charmander, I do say. That's much more up to our Crabble standards there. Yeah, Pokemon Crystal, in my opinion, just had, I think, in the sprite-based era, some of the best sprites there are. Perfect, okay, there is the 18. I believe Pokemon Crystal was the first game to add the... About to use Oddish. What? Why is a trainer with the name Fire Breather using Oddish? That is odd. No pun intended. But I believe that this game was the first to add the movement animations to the Pokemon. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Alright, I'll give Shadow Ball a bit of credit. That actually hit fairly hard. No more evasion issues, please. I do not want to have a repeat. Alright. Okay, well, if we can get Birdo to level 20 and at least the other two to 18 or 19, I will be happy. So I'm going to switch. Actually, I'm going to have Birdo up front until we meet that goal of 20, and then I will switch to Midnight to help balance it back to 18. That way it doesn't fall behind now that Grapple has overtook it in level. Flareon, alright, that's more like it. The discrepancy in Pokemon that I've battled in this gym has been kind of strange. I just battled an Oddish, and now I am battling a Flareon. But what's good about this is that I will get a lot of experience points for this Flareon. Perfect. Not today, Flareon. I'm going to just use Tackle here. Preserve some of my power points there. And there it is, level 20. What are we going to learn? Recover. I think I will. Yes, I'm going to get rid of Tackle since I already have Try Attack. And now we know Recover. Ninetales. I love how this trainer is just an absolute beast. Flareon and Ninetales. Maybe she should be the gym leader, actually. You know, with the scaling, it's going to be funny if this trainer here ends up having more evolved Pokemon than Blaine himself. guess if he uses Magmar, Magmar doesn't. Or I guess there is Magby in this game. That's going to be really funny if his Pokemon are reduced to Magby, and this random trainer in his gym has a Ninetales and a Flareon, but I doubt it. I'm sure he will still have Magmar. This Ninetales is actually giving me just a bit of trouble. Time for that recover. Let's see if we can put it to good use. There we go. Excellent. Alright, this Ninetales is much quicker than my Birdo, and is actually using good AI. There we go. Applying that Confusion Ray every time it expires. I don't know why I had used Safeguard again, but oh well. Perfect. Lots of XP, that's great. Okay, so I'm going to switch to Midnight and try to pick up another level here. Oh, I was like, what is happening? Where's Blaine? I thought Blaine was just not there. That was the gym leader for a second. But then I saw the button in the corner there. Alright, now this guy looks like he would be in Blaine's gym. Slugma, another great Johto Pokemon. My first time that I ever started this game, actually, I think I played with a Slugma. No, never mind, that was on Heart Gold. I used the radio numbers to get a Slugma. If anyone knows what I'm talking about with that. Oh, I tried to use a ghost Pokemon, that was foolish. Alright, let's go ahead and use Psywave. The weak move. That's crazy. Is that what I was told? It just scales off their level. That might have been it. That's pathetic. I'm never using that attack again. I can't remember what they said, but that move is almost useless for me at this point. I'm going to have to just switch because I can't hit this Sentret very hard at all. Let's let a real Pokemon show them how it's done. Crabble won't stand for such weak hits. Unless this defense girl really packs more of a punch than I'm expecting. No. Good job, Crabble. I told you originally Crabble will be the star of this show. I just have a feeling. Its time to shine will be frequent. I have a feeling. Terrible. Why was... I just thought of that. Why he started with a Slugma. His third Pokemon is a Flareon, but for some reason his second Pokemon was a Sentret. Very odd. Great hit, Crabble. Great hit. Strength has been an absolute game changer for Crabble. Two-shotting that Flareon. Excellent work. Quilava. Alright. Yes, something that's a really cool animation and sprite for Quilava. That looks awesome. But something about that Sentret, it just did not fit in with the rest of this guy's Pokemon. Very strange. Alright. Let's go ahead and finish it off. Wow, Grapple really shined in that battle there. Almost has caught up with Birdo. Impressive. Okay, do I need to heal here? No, I'll be okay. I will lead off with Grapple, let it get a few hits, and then, or maybe one knockout, and then I will finish off with the. Said he became homeless, had to live in a cave, but then I had a great idea, why not, to make the lava work for me. It's funny because he's referencing just how basic Cinnabar Island was in the original Johto, or the original 2nd gen games. He was just like standing in a cave, and it was very underwhelming. The music here is great. Alright, level 20 Slugma, so already really coming out strong. I'm going to have to get, I guess, refocused because, and remember that these Pokemon are all decently leveled in terms of gym leaders, just like Jasmine was. Alright, not bad. Wow, that confusion lasted one round. Alright, I'm going to apply confusion again, just to maintain some chances for additional damage there. Flamethrower. That's a very stout move there. Yeah. That's tough. Alright, we're going to try to hit a Shadow Ball here. And I do have to keep in mind that confusion has lasted one round both times. Look at the shading on Slugma's forehead there. It almost looks like a skull. I've never noticed that before. Alright, so we're going to try to finish off with Grapple, since hopefully that Flamethrower won't hit as hard. Maybe I can get a knockout with this strength. It's close. But with that sunny day, this still might hit 17. Yeah. Alright. Not looking good so far. And I may end up stuck with just Muck, who cannot hit very hard. Alright, so it looks like he used his Hyper Potion already. I'm assuming he only has one, but that is just an assumption. Please get a critical here. No critical, but alright. That doesn't help me in the long run, but it does get me through this little battle without taking any more damage. But that sunny day is going to power up the rest of his fire moves. That is so funny. He does have a Magby, which is wild that they didn't just give him his Magmar. I'll have to wait to see what his other... No. I was not expecting a cross chop. Alright, Muck. We may have to win this the cheap way. But it's the reality right now. And you know what? I earned this Muck. Definitely. It's not gonna cut it, Magby. But like I said, I'm going to have to wait to see what his third Pokemon is before I pass judgment. Ponyta. Okay, so let's keep this in mind. One of the random trainers that we fought in this gym had a Ninetales and a Flareon, And then later, one of his other trainers had a Slugma, a Flareon, and a Quilava. And all Blaine has is a Ponyta, Slugma, and Magby. That's wild. Still asleep. Flamethrower. But I still have a decent amount of HP. All of his Pokemon definitely have Flamethrower. They came well equipped. Of course, I have remained asleep for almost the max duration of hypnosis. If I can just get a couple hits with Pound. Wow, I think that's 5 turns right there. This is going to be close. Really close. Alright, I don't even know what to say at this point. I think that's 6 turns. Maybe I'll go first here. I cannot believe I just lost with my muck. Okay, that makes me feel better though, that I feel like I'm not cheating at this point. Okay, well, at least we know that I have a mint berry and that I should definitely use it. So there was another crucial mistake, or I guess critical mistake, but now we won't be stopped. We're going to actually leave Midnight up there, try to pick up that level 18. Alright, yeah, Blaine. Don't be too happy because that won't happen again. He better have a burn heal is what he said, which is funny because he didn't apply a single burn to me. Alright, Blaine, let's see your Slugma. Alright, we're going Confusion Ray immediately. And then we are just going to Shadow Ball. Just until the end of the battle. And I'm going to be really curious to see if the Shadow or the Confusion last more than 1 round this time, because both previous times it only lasted 1 round. Alright, so it's not just completely fixed. Perfect. You're mine this time, Slugma. Let's go. That's alright. The Flamethrower is wild. Really hits hard too. Maybe I can get a critical here. No, but maybe it'll hit itself. And no more. At least it hasn't applied Sunny Day for the remaining Pokemon. Whoa. Okay, I was like, why did I bounce to 4? But I forgot about the leftovers. The Max Potion. Every time I forget about the Max Potion and then it just heals them. I should have applied Confusion Ray. I was really hoping it would put down Sunny Day at that point. Alright, well, I thought I was off to a great start there, but unfortunately, it didn't go like I thought it would. I was gonna say there's no way Slugma will go before me. Is it because of that acid armor? Because I feel like I should have hit harder than that. And of course now it has Sunny Day down. Or I guess up. Alright. I'm going to try to do as much as I can with Grapple versus Magme because I am afraid of that. I am afraid of that cross chop. Thunder Punch. What? That's ridiculous. Thunder Punch. At least I hit really hard there. Alright, so I think I can go first and just get a knockout last shot. How is Magby faster than I am? 4 levels lower. I don't know about that. That seemed a bit off, but oh well, level 21. Alright, now we just have Ponyta. We should be able to get the win here. This was a lot more challenging than I expected, I have to admit, which kind of intimidates me going forward because everything is going to scale after this gym. So, like I said before, this is going to be a challenging game going forward. Also, can we ask why Ponyta has hypnosis? I didn't even know Ponyta could learn hypnosis, but apparently. And there's the burn. I have to just quit saying things because every time I do, it happens. But I guess I mentioned a Muck earlier and then we saw a Muck, so I guess it happens positively as well. This Ponyta honestly has been brutal for me to deal with. Alright, let's see if we can not get hypnotized this time. So it has a confusion and sleep status move. Just let me attack. Of course, can't just get a hit. If I lose this again, I'm going to be really humiliated. Alright, thank you. Well, that was honestly tough. So, I do feel good about getting that win there. Volcano badge is ours. Gotta love the new gem. Alright, here's your new badge. Thank you very much. What TM do I receive? You'll win the next one. You probably will. Alright, you can take this TM too. What do we have? Tell me it's flamethrower. Fire blast. Okay. That's funny because his Pokemon did not use that move. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get through the scaling factor here. I'm completing another gym challenge. We've updated your account to reflect your new badge. 3 badges. We asked that skilled trainers use their Pokemon to fly. This also goes for boat traffic going to Cyanwood. Pokemon thanks grateful for you. Okay. And learn the art of the rod. Alright, so I should be able to get a better fishing rod by talking to one of the fishing gurus, and next episode I can go back to Cyanwood and pick up the HM Fly. So, we will continue this journey next episode. This was a wild one. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you're asleep by now. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for my upcoming videos. I have some really fun ones.